Well, hello there, boys and girls, and welcome to FantasyFanatics.com. I'm lead expert Rob Shaw. Let's talk a little baseball. And today we're going to take a look at a game from yesterday in which the Florida Marlins beat the Mets 7-3, the final. Mets fall to 3 games under 500. One of the reasons, in my opinion, the poor pitching from Mike Pelfrey. Now, let's not get on him too much. This is a young hurler who's only 24 years old. He's 6'7", throws the ball 96 miles per hour. Hopefully, he'll be able to turn things around later on in his career. The point I'm going to make is very simple. He is not ready for the major leagues. He's had himself 26 starts so far in his career. His record reflects 7-15, and if that's not bad enough, his ERA is well over 5. Control hasn't necessarily been the issue. The fact is he's just getting hit. In his career, he's given up a 308 average to the opposition. This year alone, well over 320. Things are not looking good for Pelfrey right now. Maybe the Mets rushed him up a little too quickly. Maybe that trade for Johan Santana depleted them of starters. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Brian Bannister in Kansas City is looking a lot better than Ambrio Burgos right now. Now let's turn to a little offense, and another player struggling for the New York Mets this season has been Jose Reyes. Managers might point out, hey, this guy just hit 2 home runs yesterday. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing for Jose Reyes. This is a guy you want to see get dirty on the base paths. This is not Hanley Ramirez. You do not expect 25 to 30 home runs from him. You're hoping for about 70 to 80 stolen bases, and so far he's not even close to that. Worst of all, he's not scoring runs and he's not getting on base. Now let's take a look at his most recent 10 games. During that span, he's hit 4 home runs. The dilemma, only 1 walk during that span. He has also only had 3 stolen bases. That's the reason why you drafted him with the 3rd to 4th pick overall in fantasy leagues. You expected him to get on base, and you expected him to get a lot of steals and a lot of runs. So far, only the stolen bases have come to fruition, and even that right now, he's on pace for a 25 stolen base cut from last season. Now let's talk about a guy who has underachieved this year as well, but I'll tell you what, flying under the radar. Jeremy Hermida, outfielder for the Florida Marlins, batting .268 on the season, just drove in his 26th run last night. Now the thing about him is that he's got all the talent in the world. Just 24 years old. Take a look at the numbers from last year. 18 home runs, 296 average, 63 RBIs in just 123 games. Folks, he practically missed a quarter of the season. That probably would have translated in anywhere from 22 to 25 home runs with close to 80 to 90 RBI and close to a 300 average. I think this guy's got all the talent in the world. If I had to compare him to someone, it would probably be Matt Kemp over in Los Angeles, another guy who I think very highly of. Hermida is a young star who's on the rise. He bats second in a very good lineup. Dan Uggla's behind him, giving him some protection. In front of him, Hanley Ramirez, yeah, he's pretty good as well. I think Hermida's going to finish the year with close to 25 home runs. I think he'll get his average up to 280, and I think he will start to move those feet and get at least 10 stolen bases, even though he hasn't even attempted one thus far this season. So Jeremy Hermida, I think he's a pearl in the rough, a guy you want to keep an eye on. As far as Pelfrey, cut your losses. As far as Reyes, let's just hope he turns it around.